I met a gypsy.
Yeah, and a lot of destruction. And
Yeah.
it's funny because a lot of people look at me now as this 50-year-old man, father, husband, and they see me as like, oh, that's Haley's or Hayden's or Hudson's father, right? They don't know, like the past, the things I've done and been through, and the gnarliest of the gnarliest things, the highest and the highest highs, lowest lows, and traveled the world, and did all these things that I could have stories upon stories that people wouldn't even believe.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Yeah, right, dude." I'm like, "Okay, yeah." Ask Feist, ask the dudes that are still alive. Like it's it's a gnarly life, dude. And I'm excited that I'm still here. After all that, there was a lot of moments that were like real near death moments.
In terms of just the crashes
The
and
crashes, the going 100 and some on Harleys down the freaking interstate, bouncing across bridges with a bunch of dudes at 2 in the morning, hardtail chop, as fast as they could go off the chip, just leaving the bar, the club, or whatever, there's just
reckless.
Yeah, and it was just like things I wouldn't do now,
Yeah.
but like I think like we were waking up the next morning going, dude, I'm alive. Like, yeah, dude, that was gnarly. Like, yeah, and it was Seth, it was, Feist, it was Jacko, like it was a crew of guys. You're with all your buddies, like having the best time and push. Like you're saying when you say that, pushing the limits.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just on the ramp. It was
just
almost
everywhere.
everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And
did you all have you all come from like this fucked up place in a way? Like everyone had their own unique fucked up
I think
life.
so. I think Feist came from a broken home. I think Jacko's
Twitch was a gnarly.
Twitch had a gnarly upbringing, and Jacko probably had a pretty normal upbringing. He was on a farm.
But if you know where he fucking lived, that town's gnarly.
Gnarly,
dude.
yeah. It sounds like he had some stuff to deal with in his family and his personal stuff for sure.
Yeah.
And motos are released, man. Moto was like dirt bikes were our escape. We got to go freaking ride and get paid and to do what we love
and be celebrated for it.
Celebrated around people that understood us and people that wanted to be a part of what we were doing. And how many people I've met, how many people I've come across like in this world, thousands upon thousands of people that I've met, and that are all like-minded, have some two-wheel thing in their life. And it's funny when people label me as, oh, that's just the kid's dad. Cool. Right on. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, dude, sweet. That's all good. Like, I don't need to prove to you anything. I'm cool where I'm at.
It's just something as well to like coming from a place where you've got no money and you've got no prospects.
Yeah.
And you've got, like you look for a future that isn't really promised.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you'd be like this kid like you that's like got this opportunity in freestyle, and then it's like make it or break it.
Yeah.
In a way. And it's like I just push the limit as hard as possible. I'm getting rewarded for pushing the limit. And you like you said, you thought you were going to die at 40 anyway.
Yeah.
Or before 40. So it's like, if I'm going to fucking go out, I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. And I'm either going to make it, and I'm either going to be this big star that makes all this money, or I'm going to crash and fucking burn.
Yeah.
And that's really what I'm looking at if I don't make it.
Yeah, which a lot of guys have done that, I think a majority of our sport, majority of dirt bikers have done more crash and burn than succeed, And when I say succeed, I mean, multiply it from what the sport gave them. Take what the sport's given them and multiply it. And that's pretty rare, I probably count those guys on one hand, at least in action sports. I feel like that's there's only so many that parlayed it.
Yeah.
That crazy mentality of like win or bust, it only works, in certain formats.
Yeah.
It does, and it's a great personality trait to have. It's a great like I'm gonna go all in. Like that's a great personality trait. Like going half in stupid. Like, I just feel like it's such a waste of time, you know, and that's what kills me about certain things in my life that I wish I could go all in on that I just haven't had the time, like say jiu-jitsu, like that. Like, I wish I could have went all in on that. I feel like I've shorted myself in that spot of my life. This one thing, and there's other things I think I want to learn, like, you know, it's education wise that I would like to do that I feel like I'm getting to this age where I don't know if I'll ever do it. I want to learn to fly. I want to learn.
You could do that.
Yeah. And I think I see dudes flying planes that are like 80, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's any like time limit on that. But I do want to learn to fly. That's my one thing I do want to learn. The only thing that scares me with that is like flying my family. But I think it's like riding a dirt bike. Like, once you get so good at it, you're like, yeah, I put my wife on the back, I'll do a wheelie. You know, like that's easy. I think that's what will happen with flying. Like, Jack goes, like, it's like, dude, the tractor, you get in it. It's odd at first. You're running an excavator, running a dozer, which now I'm like, a dozer to me is like, dude, a car. Yeah. You know, and so it's just something you learn. You know, you just learn. And I think flying's a lot safer than people make it out to be. You know, I think like when it's pretty rare to see planes go down. You see way more car crashes than any planes. Yeah, for sure. When you get up in the sky, you're like, whoa, there's no traffic. Not even close. Yeah. Like, there's so much room up here. Yeah. Like, it's almost foolish not to go on that adventure. You know, so I feel like, you know, I have friends with Todd Bennick. He's his kid Dax is friends with Haiden. They've been friends since they're little kids. Number 1 and 2 competitors in the same age, 2 days apart. His dad is like me, he's very busy, but he took the time to go get his pilot's license. And now he's going down that path of flying. And I'm like, man, I just really want to do that. Yeah. But I need to commit my time to it. Yeah. You know, and maybe the off season, because it's a 3 to 6 month deal is what I see. Yeah. And I just would have to do it at the end of the season. You know? I don't know. It's going to happen maybe. I'm all in. I'm not all in. Just do it. Yeah. I put it on my list. I'll write it down.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.